Hello students, welcome back. In the last session, we have studied abstract methods and classes. In today's session, we will study visibility control in Java. Visibility control, which is also called as visibility modifiers or accessibility modifiers or accessibility control. Visibility control, it is used to control the visibility of data members in the class. If you don't want your data members to be accessed by any other class or any other program, then you can control this by using visibility control. So Java provides visibility control which can be used to hide the data members from the other objects or other classes in Java. So let's start with visibility control in Java. It may be necessary in some situation to restrict access to certain variables and methods from outside the class. In some situation in our program, we may want our variables not to be accessed by some other class or outside the class. It should not be accessible, and this can be achieved in Java by applying visibility modifiers, or as I've said, visibility controls or accessibility controls. Java provides three types of access modifiers, or three main types of access modifiers. You can say there are other access modifiers as well, but these are three important access modifiers. These are public, private and protected. So three important access modifiers: public, private and protected. There are also other modifiers which we will discuss in today's session as well. Okay, so one by one we will discuss these modifiers. First, the public modifier. Okay, public modifier, as the name suggests, as it is public, means it is available to all, or you can say it is visible to all. So it has the widest possible visibility, means it is accessible everywhere. If you declare a member as public, that variable can be accessed within the class. It can be accessed by some other class. As you know, in Java we can have multiple classes in the program, so even that variable can be accessed in some other class in the same program. Or you have, suppose, two Java programs you have, and from one Java program, if you want to access the variable which is located in some other Java program in a particular class, then even there it is accessible. And that is why this is called as it can be accessed everywhere, in the same program, in other program. If you have a program, we may store our program in one folder, and there are other folders in which you have other Java programs, and from there also you can access the public members. So this has widest possible visibility, that is public. And how we declare public members, you can see here. Up till now we used to declare variables like this, only the type and the variable name. Remember, up till now in most of our programs, if you see, we haven't used any modifiers. We have simply declared variable with a syntax name, that is the type of variable, say int, and the name of a variable. Even in case of method, we have declared a method like the return type and the method name. But before the type, we can apply or we can add a keyword that specifies visibility control, and here we have added a keyword that is public. That means this variable number, it is public, which is visible everywhere. Same way for a method also we can add a visibility control like this. We can add it public. If we say, then it is visible everywhere. So this is how you can add a visibility control or access modifiers to the variables and method. and same syntax is followed to all the other visibility controls. Remember, if you want to add any other visibility control, you can add it in the same way. In case of public, you can add here private or protected, like that. Okay, so this is about public. It is very easy to remember, accessible everywhere, that is public. Then we have one more type of access, which is called as friendly access. You can say this is a limited version of public access, which is called as friendly. And when no access modifier is specified, so this is by default, friendly is by default. Whenever we use, we do not use any access modifier, by default it is friendly. Means up till now in the programs, in most of our programs, we haven't declared any access modifier, I said. In that case, it is friendly. For example, if I declare a variable, say int of a, int of a like this, so no access modifier is declared here. So if you do not declare any access modifier, by default it is friendly. Okay, the member defaults to limited version of public accessibility known as friendly level access. Now the difference between public and friendly access is that the public modifier makes field visible in all the classes regardless of their packages, while friendly access makes the fields visible only in the same package. Now the difference in public and friendly is only that it is about package, where in which package you are trying to access it. Public means it is available in all the packages. Friendly means it is only available in the same package. Now what is package? We will be discussing about package in the later session, but for now you can consider a package as a folder where you save your program. So when you declare a variable with a field friendly, then those variables can be accessed by a program which is in the same folder. Suppose you have two Java programs which are saved, say program 1 and program 2, and both are saved in the same folder. In one program 1 you have declared some friendly fields, and in program 2 you want to access those fields, then it is accessible because both programs are in the same folder. But suppose you have program 1 in one folder and program 2 in some other folder, then program 2, if you have friendly variables in program 1, then program 2 cannot access those friendly variables from the program 1 because both are in different folders. That means both are in different packages. Okay, so public and friendly. In case of friendly, the programs in the same package can access it, not in other packages it is accessible. Okay, next level of access, it is protected access. Protected, now in case of protected, the visibility of protected lies between public and friendly access. Now the visibility of protected, it is in between public and friendly. Protected modifier makes the field visible to all the classes and subclasses in the same package, and also to the subclasses in other packages. Now what is the difference between the protected and friendly? In friendly, the fields are visible only in the same package, but in protected the fields are visible in the same package. In the same package they are accessible by the non subclasses and subclasses, But in case of other packages, that is in other folders, in case of other programs in the other folders, they cannot directly access the protected variable unless the program in other package it is a subclass of the program in the first package. Let us try to understand this with a diagram. Okay, let us try to understand this with a diagram here. Now you can see we have two folders in this diagram. In these two folders we have some Java programs, say program 1, program 3 in folder 1, and program 2 and program 4 in folder 2. And consider in program 1, if we have declared some variables, say a and b. So Java programs, as you know, it consists of classes, one or more classes. So consider in program 1 we have one class which declares variable a and b. If these variables are public, if these variables are declared as public, it is accessible everywhere. Means in folder 1, program 1, if program 1 is having some other classes in the same file, it can access the public variables a and b. Even program 3 can access it, even program 2 which is in some other folder can access it, even program 4 can access it if it is public. Accessible everywhere, remember, if it is public. If it is friendly, if a and b are friendly, that means it is accessible only in the same folder. Then that is, it is accessible only in the folder 1. Folder 2 cannot access it, or the programs which are in folder 2, that is 2 and 4, cannot access it. That is friendly. In case of protected, as we have seen, it lies between public and friendly. And protected modifier says makes field visible to all the classes and subclasses in the same package, and also to the subclasses in other package. That simply means if these two fields are protected, it is accessible in the same package, means same folder it is accessible, whether it is subclass or non-subclass. Now what is subclass? As we have studied the concept of inheritance, if one class inherits other class, then that class is the subclass. The class which is inheriting, it is called a subclass, and whichever class it is inheriting, that is the superclass. So suppose we have two programs here. Now you can see, okay, the program 1, suppose if it is having a class, some class, and the program 3, suppose if it is inheriting a class in program 1, then the class in program 3 it is called as the subclass, whereas class in program 1 it is called as a parent class. And if you declare a field as protected, then it is visible in individual classes, that is program 1 and program 3. If it is, even if it is not inheriting, it is visible. And even though if it is inheriting, if program 3's class is subclass of program 1, even there it is visible. Now in case of other packages, if your fields are protected, then in case of other packages, in suppose package 2, or I'll say folder 2, we have a program 2, then program 2 cannot access a and b which are protected. But one more case is, suppose the class in program 4, it is inheriting the class in program 1. If it is inheriting class in program 1, then the variable a and b are accessible to the class in program 4, because it is the subclass of program 4, and that is what is said in protected members. Remember, it is, and also to the subclasses in other package, it is accessible to the subclasses in other package. Okay, so this is protected. Now let's move to the next access modifier, that is private, and this you can say it is totally reverse of public. Private, it enjoys highest degree of protection, means private members can only be accessed in the same class, not even to other classes in the same program. same program, same package, it is not accessible. Enjoys highest degree of protection, accessible only with their own class, cannot be inherited by subclasses. Even private members cannot be inherited. As we know, when we inherit one class, all the members of that class are available in the subclass. But if the members are declared as private, the private members are not available in the subclass, remember. All other members can be inherited in the subclasses, but not private members are inherited in the subclass. A method declared as private behaves like a method declared as final. Okay, so method declared as private, it behaves like a method declared as final. We have studied about final method, which cannot be inherited by the subclasses, right? Same way, if you declare a method as a private, that cannot be inherited in the subclasses, or even it cannot be overridden. Okay, then we have the next level of protection. Okay, in case of private, not accessible in any other classes, remember, only where in which class you declare it, there itself it is accessible. Then private protected, as the name suggests, it lies between private and protected. Visibility lies between private and protected access. Fields are visible in all subclasses regardless of what package they are in, not accessible by other classes in the same package. Now, what does it mean? If the field, suppose A and B are declared as private protected, this A and B are accessible in subclasses. It may be in folder 1 or folder 2, doesn't matter. It may be in any package, doesn't matter, but it has to be a subclass. If suppose program 4 is a subclass of program 1, then A and B, which are private protected, are accessible to program 4. But suppose the program 3, which is not a subclass of program 1, in that case program 3 or the class in program 3 cannot access A and B. It is not accessible. Only the subclasses can access private protected members. It can be in any package. Okay, that is private protected. Okay, these are some modifiers, or you can say visibility controls available in Java, which can be used to control the visibility of data or members of a class. Now the same thing has been explained with the help of a chart. If you look at this chart, at the top we have the access modifiers in the first row. These are all access modifiers which we have studied: public, protected, friendly, private protected, private. And in the first column, all these are the locations where the fields are accessed. So in the same class, subclass in the same package, that is in the same folder, other classes in the same package, subclasses in other package, non-subclasses in other package. Now if you look at public, public is accessible in the same class, S. Is it accessible to the subclasses in the same package? S. Accessible in other classes to the same package? S. 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 That means public is accessible everywhere. In case of protected, even protected is accessible almost everywhere. Only one exception to that, it is non-subclasses in other packages. As we have seen in the diagram, in other folder, if we have non-subclasses, then those non-subclasses in other folder cannot access protected member, otherwise it is accessible everywhere. In case of friendly, as we have studied, it is accessible in the same package. All the classes in the same package access it, whether it is same class, subclass, or other classes which are not subclasses can access friendly. But in other packages, if we have subclass in other package or non-subclass in other package, they cannot access friendly members. In case of private protected, private protected can be accessed in the same class, subclasses in the same package or in the same folder can access it, that is private protected. Private protected are not accessed by other classes in the same package, or even other classes in the non subclasses in other package can also even that cannot access private protected members, whereas subclasses in other packages can also access private protected members. Now in case of private, we have only one S, all knows. That means private is accessed only in the same class where it is declared, otherwise it is not accessed in any other locations. Okay, so these are visibility controls or accessibility controls which are available in Java. Okay, so that's it in today's session. We will stop here. Thank you.